Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome into tonight's live. I forgot to turn on my backlight like I always do, but welcome in. It's nice to see you guys. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Tanya or Titanium Built. You can call me either or. And welcome back to all the returning Titans coming back for another round. I appreciate you guys. So if I just get my phone here to turn on my light, it doesn't produce that much light, but you know, it's pretty, I guess. It's pretty to look at. And then you can see the pampas grass that I have. So welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. So I'm going to say hi to some people in the chat. That's what we usually do here. And we'll, get some people to come in. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button like we always ask you to do. We like to get into the algorithm. So the faster we get people to come in and like the video, it gets more people to come in. So, and then after the live, if you want to be extra awesome, you can comment after the live under the video, and that'll get me some engagement on my video as well. So if you want to do that, that'd be great. If you'd like to become a member of our awesome channel, I'll put the link in the chat throughout the live for you, or I'll pin it actually at the top. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get started with everything. So welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. I feel like I haven't been on in a while, but it's just last night. I don't know. What'd you guys do today? Anything fun? Hey, Ladybug. How you doing? Hey, Willows. Hey, Tom. Holy shit. And hey, Just Breathe. I got a muscle emoji. Yes, you do. It's a titanium arm. It's supposed to be a titanium arm. So it's a membership emoji. So if you're like in our membership, you start off, I think, with like a silver or no, bronze, a bronze one. And then it goes to silver after 3 months. And then you go, wait, no, then it goes gold. Okay, I'm confused now. I don't remember even how they go. That's so sad. But I thought they went bronze, silver, gold, and then rainbow. But I think 6 months is rainbow, isn't it? I think so. And then we changed for the year, it's another rainbow arm, but it's a little bit different. So, but I want to change it. I want to make it like 2 arms or something if we can. Hey, is she good to see ya? Hey, just breathe. I don't know if I said hi to you. Hey, True Crime Lullabies. Vincent's out there. He's working out. He came in here and weighed himself, and then he's like, "Where's the weights?" I was like, "Hey, okay. Hey, Ashley, welcome in. Hey, baby girl. It's good to see you. Hey, Nicole. Yeah, you made it. I'm glad everyone made it. Hey, Kara. Hey, Mama. Mama Moondust. Welcome in. Welcome in. True Crime Lullabies. Got to grab my laptop. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Like, it's easier, I think, to be on a laptop. Hey, Miss J. Welcome on in. Who? I don't know BBG. I don't know who that is. But I do know a lot more creators' names now because someone tagged them all. And I was like, oh, look at that. So I know a bunch now. Hey, Joyce. Yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm having a good weekend. I went to the pool today. Oh, my goodness. Was it busy? It was busy. Oh, look at that. She's been a member for 9 months. Oh, thank you so much. Love you too. Oh, I'm so glad you've been a member for so long. It's already been 9 months. Hey, Tony. Well, welcome on in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I love that you're here. You're one of my favorite people. You are. A lot of you are, actually. Y'all are my favorite people, actually. You're all of my people, actually. So thanks for being here. I do appreciate you guys. And thank you for being a member for 9 months, Ishi. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Hey, Chris, welcome in. We did have a baby. We had a little titanium baby. Oh, I should put a little baby by the 9 months. You're here, Chris. You're here. You are here. Well, welcome in, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about Idaho 4 tonight. And if you hear my dog snoring in the background, that's not me. That's the dogs because they be snoring. They be snoring loud. So today I listened in on another live over on Drunk Turkey. He was going over the body cam video of the girl. I'm going to put her as her initials, MM. But I think we all kind of know her name now because we did her documents. But when we went through her arrest record, right? We went through it. I couldn't find anything other than an eviction. Like they're going through an eviction right now. It looks like. So she's having a tough time. Her and her boyfriend. On her Facebook, I looked on her Facebook, and it was just like games, or like Temu ads that you like add on. Like you share it, or you'll share you'll do like a survey and you'll share it to your Facebook or something like that. And you'll be like, give me $1. I'll get $1 or $10 if you take the survey, like those kind of things. Right. It wasn't anything personal. Actually, we should go back over there though. I was just thinking something. We'll go cruise back over there really quick. See if anybody's been messing with her. Let's see if it comes up. Well, now there's 2. Now that's just crazy. There was only 1 the other day. Now who's this person? No post available. Yeah, nobody. Yeah, she just, that's weird. She still has just 5 comments, looks like. Yeah. So, okay. Great Hughes. I can't believe he was on there. It's funny. But he was doing a stream and it was over the DUI that she got, and you can hear a lot more in this like video. You like if you wear headphones, you can really hear a little bit more. But I wore headphones today, so I have the timestamps, but my timestamps are a little off because I didn't realize that I was watching the wrong video when I was doing my timestamps. So I'm going to listen in again for the 3rd time, and I'm going to make sure I get to tell you guys what they say. But I do have a bunch of timestamps here, but they're not going to really be worth anything because I watched the wrong video. Tag me. I just realized it right before the live. I was like, are you kidding? So I think that personally, this lady's been through a lot. And the reason why I'm showing this video is because I feel like she got kind of railroaded in a way. The officer, you're going to hear the officer tonight say, like, I'm not harassing you because of this. I'm harassing you because I think you're on drugs. And it's like, what? I mean, like I mean, you have to have, like, proof of something, right? Like, the cop kept, like he looked in her car and he was like, "Well, whose meth is this?" And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he, like, kinda backtracked, and then it was I mean, it was a bad stop. Personally, that's what I think in my personal opinion. I think they did her kinda dirty, but I didn't get a so I was listening to the second half, so I went back to watch the first half, and I was like, "Whoa," because she brings up Bryan Kohberger, like, and you could remember how I couldn't hear when she was in the jail? Like, I was like, "Guys, I just can't hear it," but you guys did. This time, loud and clear, she's in the back of a patrol car, you can hear her, so I was like, "Wow," she really said that she's gonna be testifying, so I was like, "Wow, let's do this then." He was rude. He was I mean, it was like I mean, some of the stuff, I was just like, "What?" Like, it reminds me of like, it's sad, but, like, smaller town de like, departments, sometimes they have one of those unhinged officers. It's not all small departments, but I'm from a small town, and we had a few. We had a few, and, they were rotten. I mean, they just were rotten. They were young guys, and they were just rotten. They would pull you over for anything, anything at all, and then they would try to get you on something. Like, after my dad passed away, I don't know how many times I got freaking pulled over. If I was out past midnight, I was getting pulled over just because. They were, like, thinking I was gonna be doing something, well, just because my dad died doesn't mean I'm not out here doing all the things. Like, literally, I'm coming home from work. Like, I'd be going home from work and, like, you know what I mean, just pull you over for what? "Oh, well, I think you, like, went over that line a little bit back here." "No, I didn't." "Oh, well, it looked like it." That's how I mean, it was really it was bad. And one time one officer slid a note to me in the bar that I was at, and I read the note, and let's just say it was a note that you just keep. You just roll I just put that napkin into 4 squares, and I slid that right into my purse, and I said, "I'm gonna keep that for a rainy day," and I sure did. Sure did. So, this is how that's how I kind of feel like this guy is towards her, he thinks because of her mannerisms, right? I think he automatically assumes that she's on a lot of things. Personally, I don't know if she is or not. I mean, her blood test, obviously, they should have come back by now, and I don't see any charges on there, right? So if she was ended up being charged with something when those blood tests came back, you would think that the charges would be in her record, and there's none, right? I looked up I can show you guys actually. Um, the only one that they have, her or James, that I could find was the eviction with the Gloria Fisher. That's the only thing I could find. Let me pop up the details. So this one is for them, for both of them. They did have a hearing on the 18th, and I think they got it rescheduled or something. Yeah, so it got rescheduled for the 25th. So they're gonna have a hearing on the at 10 a.m. that day. I'm gonna blow my nose really quick. Hold on, one guys. 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. I've had like really bad allergy problems today. I don't know what happened to me. My real eye was burning for like 3 hours today. Like, how, like when you get soap in it and it burns, that's what it felt like. But it was just watering and it was just, and I think it's because I was out in the sun too long or something. Like I didn't have my glasses on for like 10 minutes. That was it. Don't do that again. So yeah, they ordered a continuance and so they got it. And then so they're going to court, it looks like June 25th, 2025 at 10 a.m. But this is for like an eviction or something. This is for something that's not like a criminal case. So I can't find anything on her that's criminal. Like no DUIs, none of that. I did find a guy though online that's going to tell us about DUIs today. He talks so fast and he's so funny. And he lives in Washington, so maybe he can help her. Um, Now I did get this video from let me see, Christy, Nevada. She is I'm not sure who she is actually, but she's on she's on YouTube. I'm trying not to like I accidentally let me see if I can go back. Okay. So I can give you guys the give you guys the actual link. So I'm going to go up a little bit. I don't know how far. Maybe right here. Because my timestamp's all messed up. I'm sorry about that. And then if we get done with this kind of early, we'll see where we're at and we'll see what's up next. Because I know that our girl Nancy Grace came out with an episode on Merit TV. I think she might have even came out with it on YouTube over Bryan Koberger. And she was on a roll. I was listening to it earlier today. So, okay, I'm going to start playing this. I'm going to put my headphones in, actually, because I'm going to be smart tonight and do that. That way, I can hear, because this officer is like, he's kind of in the distance, so you got to really like he's saying and when to listen in. And I can't hear myself, so that's awesome. There we go.
He just said,
okay, let me connect it. It didn't want it connected. I heard it. What number are these? I've got 3 AirPods and they all have the numbers on the back. Number 3. Okay. Should be connected.
truck's probably getting towed. So, do you want the phone?
What do I do?
I would want my phone if I were you, so I could call for a ride if I end up needing one. Well, you're very clearly under the influence, Molly. Okay. All right, go ahead and widen your stance a little bit for me. I'm going to make sure you don't have anything sharp on you. Okay. As much as you can. Okay. I know. I still got to check. It'd be crazy if I didn't check, right? I still got to do my job. Coleman 4581 in custody also. Can you generate a...
I forgot to tell you guys, I can't hear myself, so I hope I'm not yelling, but she's actually pulled over in the Walmart parking lot. Now, didn't we say that? I don't remember hearing that on the last one, that they were near a Walmart parking lot. I was just saying that just to say it. So I guess they really were at the Walmart parking lot. I really wish I had my timestamp things, but maybe they'll be on point.
A DUI and attach Paul Nine's vehicle and driver.
Oh, God. Please.
Here, turn around this way for me just a little bit so that way I don't have to turn you so much, okay? I'll get all of those, okay? You need what?
You need these in front.
In front? Yeah, I can put them in front. Give me just a second to get these coins, okay? Can you take a step back so I can get the coins? Okay. All right, let me get the coins before I forget about them, and then I'll put them in front.
I'm looking for you, Jimmy. Huh?
He just said, I'm going to come looking for you, Jimmy. I don't know what that was about, but okay.
So, backs, same way as in the back. There you go. Perfect.
I'd like to get permission. So he's asking, okay. So remember on the last one, he said he was going to go get the dog and have the dog go around the car. Well, in this video, he's asking Jimmy, hey, do I have permission to get in your car? So why would you know what I mean? Like if he gives him permission, why would he need the dog? He wants to take it back and he wants to get it towed. He wants to see what's in there. And thank Machichi. I appreciate that. What'd you say? Early morning tomorrow? Aw, have a good night. Thank you. A wonderful evening. Sleep good.
I just want to see if people are going to cooperate and take ownership. That's my thing. When doing my job, right, I like to see if people are going to take ownership or if they're just denying.
I want to see if people are going to take ownership or they're going to keep denying. I don't know if you can hear that.
Okay. So,
Nerve damage. She wanted him in front.
Yeah, he did it for me last time. I couldn't hold him back
Molly,
there.
I know you got to get some help, girl.
I don't even have anything to do with Justin anymore, or any of them.
Drug, you gotta get help with drugs.
Molly, you sure you don't have any needles on you?
No, I don't
Okay,
have anything
'cause-
here.
Okay. Because I'm breastfeeding a baby. I really don't want
I
to
don't
get
have
stuck.
anything on me.
Okay.
I'm not a good person.
We're waiting on the flood right now.
Oh, God.
Was Jimmy someone who's experienced drug user or dealer? Does that sound accurate?
Okay, we're going to go to my car. I'm right behind.
He said something about experienced drug user.
Jimmy! Jimmy! I know, but I need to know where he wants me to use my
You're
phone
talking
and my
like somebody
keys.
that's
You're
experienced.
gonna
Well,
take
that's
it
up
with
to
you.
you.
Knowing the law
Yeah,
about
they're your
I
stuff.
know, I would
search
like to
and
talk to
seizure.
him. He's on my
I'm just
phone.
saying, that
You can
sounds
talk to
pretty
him after.
experienced.
Right now, you
I
don't
know,
have
but
We're not
permission.
going to leave until we have your phone and your keys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave without
I
your
know,
property.
but I don't know if I'm going to take my phone with me because he can't drive the Subaru without them.
He can drive the Subaru without your phone, though.
Yeah.
And if you end
I
up
know,
needing the
but
keys,
Right now, we don't
then one of them will bring me the keys.
Jimmy!
We'll just solve our problems.
Yeah. Let's go back to her car. You can talk to him in a second.
Oh, okay.
Please,
Now we're
just let
inflating
me
our
talk
credentials.
to Why?
No, that's a problem.
Sounds like he's having a real fun conversation with your boyfriend, so I'm going to leave him alone.
This is my phone.
Okay.
It's my phone. It's not his.
Like, look at this. It took 3 cops for one lady. What is she going to do? Try to outrun you? It doesn't look like she would have got far. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that they could outrun her. Even the big guy. Because, like, well, yeah, because what she did, she sat it down on the car and he picked it up and he wants to get inside the truck. He's doing everything he can to get into the side of that truck, including telling her a lie. Like, whose meth is this? And she's like, what? You know what I mean? That's a natural reaction. What? What do you mean? That's not mine. This isn't my car. I would say the same thing. Like, this isn't my vehicle. If you found something, we need to talk,
Not his phone. I don't know what car I'm going to. What
Go
car?
back.
The Pullman one. I realized I didn't tell you that. So.
Oh.
What do you want done with your dog?
He was going to get my tongue in my voice.
Molly.
I don't understand that. You're gonna have to speak English.
She said something and he said, I don't understand that. You have to speak English. Pretty sure she was speaking English. I don't know what she said, but
I'm trying. I need to talk to him, please. Why are you not letting me talk to him?
Because he's not
Listen.
an attorney. You don't have the right to talk to him.
Well, so
You're
last
under
time you
arrest.
let me talk to him.
Hey, Molly, put your hands on the car so I can get it unlocked.
she said last time you let me talk to him. The only other time she's been pulled over.
And get you to sit down.
The last time you talked to him.
You've already talked to him.
Yeah.
Okay? We've already let you talk to him. You're talking through the whole process.
Molly, what's right here?
Hi.
Oh, yeah, that's just the cup part. Stressed out. All right, have a seat.
You could tell right there that she has dark hair. Like, she's naturally like a dark-headed woman. And if you go on JLR's account, right, he said that when he went to the Jack in the Box, he talked to someone there and they said that the DoorDasher was like a woman and that she had really dark hair. Like, she had dark hair. So yeah, they really do, baby girl. They want to mess with her big time, in my opinion. Like, they should have calmed her down a little bit before they were putting her in the car, or, like, don't shut her in there. That's going to cause her to be, I would be even more panicked if, like, I was already panicked like that. And then they put me in the back of a cop car. Like, they could have taken 2 minutes, right, to just be like, it's going to be okay. Calm down, like, just kind of talk to her for a minute, maybe get her to calm down a little bit before you put her back there with bars around her. I mean, just saying. This would be the perfect time to not have 3 cops there, right? But to have 1 cop and 1 mental health expert with them. That could help her. Whether she's on something or she's not on something, right? Like, she's clearly in need of help. Mental help, like, you know, help.
Can I explain a ticket to her real quick?
Oh, yeah. He's going to explain your ticket real quick. I'll actually take her license and registration unless you need it.
This is just a infraction. It's just a ticket. It's not like it's address right here, phone number right here, and a website right here if you have any questions. On this side, there's 4 options to take care of the citation. Choose which option you want to take care of it with. Complete the bottom in its entirety, and make sure you get it back when you take it. You understand that? Okay. Do you have any questions? I told you last time you get help.
He said something like, I told you last time you needed to get some help. And now you're driving around drunk and high. She's not drunk. We all know that. She blew a 0. I'll go back. Oh, sorry. He said, I didn't do anything to you. You did this to yourself. And I'm sorry, I keep pausing, but she says, like, you think I hang out with, and I don't know what she says right there. She said, you looked at my truck and you think I hang around, and then it just doesn't say. I said, I can't pick up her audio after that. And then he's going to say something like who, and he says something about someone she was hanging out with last time. And I'm going to guess that was the last time she was pulled over. And I'm going to guess Jimmy may have been with her. So right here, it'll be like, I'll let you know what they're saying.
Testifying, could you confirm that the vehicle tap expired May 24th?
That's affirmative, showing 5/31/24 on a Chevy Cruze.
He says something like, I can assure you he's the least of my concern.
My concerns are you guys are slinging dope.
He says, my concern is that you are slinging dope. Where is it? Where is it?
Excuse me, we're slinging really.
And she said, excuse me, we're slinging dope. And he said, slinging it. Yes. Like, what? Are you for real? Like, where is it then? Where's the dope? Right? If you're slinging it, bust out my like, I don't know, the truck, like, dashboard. Go find it. Go find my electric button that makes the dashboard come off and stuff. Like, really? I mean, excuse me? And welcome in, everybody. Like, she doesn't, I mean, she's not even drunk. I wish she would have been like, I blew all zeros.
Yeah, those are concerns. However, when I stopped you, I had no idea who you were.
When I stopped you, I didn't have any idea who you were.
Okay. So, if you think I'm just following you around, I was merely in Walmart enjoying my dinner.
If you think I'm following you around, I was something like in Walmart parking lot enjoying my dinner. So he must have been on break, right? So why are you, first and foremost, Have you ever been pulled over by a cop and they tell you where they were before they pulled you over? Like, hey, I was down at the, the Piggly Wiggly a minute ago, and, I just decided I saw you pull in the parking lot at the Piggly Wiggly, and I was going to pull you over because your tags are expired. I mean, most cops wouldn't even be looking at people's cars. Really, they'd be eating their sandwich.
Well, I'm not harassing you because of Justin, whoever.
He says, I'm not harassing you because of Justin, whatever. I'm harassing you because you do drugs. I'm going to take that back. Because what, sir? Excuse me, sir?
You are enjoying my dinner.
I don't think you're following me around.
Well, I'm not harassing you because of Justin, whoever. So, okay? But I'm harassing you because you use drugs.
I'm harassing you because you, and his voice inflects, do drugs. Like, he admitted he's harassing her. Yeah. I'm like, are you what? This audio I can hear a lot better.
Have you tried treatment?
Have you tried treatment? He said.
Do you want treatment?
He said, have you tried treatment? Do you want treatment?
What's that? Well, okay. Well, we'll let you get going.
We're not going yet. We're sitting here.
Okay, well, you don't want to talk to me, so I'll leave you alone. How about you?
He said something like, you don't want to talk to me. So, and then I didn't hear anything after that.
Throwing that out there too, okay? And then we can go from there.
He's still talking to Jimmy.
No, I'll tell you everything as we go. So, just so you know, drug possession in the state of Washington now is just a misdemeanor. Okay? I'll bring it to you.
He ain't even worried about that, he said. He's worried about her. Oh, Jimmy.
I need that.
She's already in trouble, he said.
What's she in trouble with? Yeah. So,
Would you ask him about the dog too while you got him on the phone?
I think she has the dog.
I don't know if that was, maybe it was. But literally, I haven't been arrested and stuff in my life.
I just want you to that's why I'll be because I want to see people get help. What's that? So how did you get into drug stuff?
He said, so how did you get into the drug stuff? I couldn't hear.
I think I know. What do you think your blood said from last time?
What do you think your blood is going to say from last time? Exactly what I said. So meaning she's going to be clean. Exactly what I said.
So it's just for
just going to take these out real quick because I think the rest of the video is like where we can hear everything.
Is this
Huh?
you need to get is this her property?
Yeah.
If you want to get going, I'll get her phone.
He said he'd drop it off when he was done with it because I don't know what they were doing. They were still in the middle of a conversation.
I think he's trying to get consent.
Okay.
Past that, I think. So
I can wait if I need to. It's not that
we'll
big of
get
a
it
deal.
to you.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Hey, Molly, is it okay if he drops it off when he's done talking to him? Okay, well, either way, you can't talk to him. So I can either wait here for him to be done with the call and hang up, and then I put your phone in property, or we can go back to the station and get started on what we need to get done, and he can bring it to us. But either way, I can't let you talk to him. It's up to you.
Let me go see what he's.
Okay. So now we go back to our holding facility, Pullman's holding facility, and I have some paperwork to go through with you. Okay, and you'll be in a holding cell for a little while after I get that, after I go through that with you and get her done.
That's professional. Get her done. I haven't heard that in years. When was that a thing? That was the thing back in like what, 2004, 2002? Who was that guy? Now I can't even think of his name. Who was the guy that said get her done? Now I gotta look it up.
Okay.
We'll just get it to you.
Oh, Larry the Cable Guy.
Okay.
We'll head to the PD as soon as we're done with the vehicle and everything.
Okay.
And we'll take care of the dog and all that stuff.
Perfect. Okay. All right, Molly, are you good with him bringing it to us?
So apparently because she asked him, she said, hey, ask him while you have him on the phone about the dog, right? So she was asking the officer, asked Jimmy if it's okay if the dog goes around his truck. Well, obviously Jimmy said, go ahead. I don't care, because he just came back and was like, I'm going to take the dog around. So, I mean, this is all kind of going in her favor. Like if Jimmy wanted to be, like hard on them and everything, he would have been like, no, go get a warrant. If you don't see anything in my window, go get a warrant. Right. But he's like, no, go ahead. Take the dog around.
You want to what? I can't hear you, Molly.
Me too. True crime lullabies.
It's up to you. I can wait here for him to be done on the phone and hang up, or I can go back to the station and he can drop it off. But it's just the longer you're going to be waiting, because either way, you're not making phone calls on it. So you just want what? Molly, I can't hear you. Molly, I still can't hear you.
The late 1990s.
There's a lot of plastic in between us. You got to talk loud. Okay, we'll get going then and get started, and they'll bring it to us.
Maybe I did have my headphones on, but we should be able to hear.
458 route to Holden. Starting mileage 553.0.
I wouldn't trust him to keep my phone. I'd be like, give him my phone. Yeah, I mean, like she didn't really care to have it at first, but she needs it. I mean, she probably knows Jimmy's phone number by heart, right? But in the officer is thinking just in case she doesn't have contacts, because a lot of people back, in the 90s, we had to remember phone numbers, right? We didn't have cell phones like to remember that. So we would have to use our memory. I don't know how I remembered everybody's phone number and their sister, but I did. Now I can't, without a phone, but that's why she wanted her to have her phone, just in case she probably needed to write down some contacts. Cause when she's in that holding cell, if they were going to keep her, right, if they were going to make her go see a magistrate or a judge the next day, they would have kept her in the holding cell and given her the opportunity to use the phone in there to call whoever she wanted to come and bail her out, but if she was going to be in there for a couple hours, she could call Jimmy if he'd answer, and accept the call, and then she could talk to him and, feel a little better.
He does. He is very aware. Deputy Alcantara told him.
What was the name? Deputy what?
He is very aware. Told him.
Oh.
Deputy Alcantara told him.
Deputy Alcantara. Wow, never remember that name. Alcantara. He was saying drinking and drugging. He was saying that's what she was doing, but she wasn't drinking. We don't know exactly what she was on. She said 1 hydrocodone, 10 milligrams, and she took some cold relief. You know, that, I mean, that's what she says. I don't know. I think that if she was a heavy user of something, it was something that she wasn't allowed to, like, it wasn't prescribed to her, they would have found some in that vehicle, right? Even if you're going to the Walmart, right? I feel like if you're addicted to drugs like that, you always have them like a little stash with you or something. Maybe you don't, but I would think that you would. So that tells me that they didn't find anything in her vehicle because there's no other charges on her record. Oh, and I looked up how long it takes for blood, for like blood tests to come back for DUIs. And it said that it could take months, like weeks to weeks to months. And I'm like, so it just, I guess, depends on the department. I would say it probably would come back pretty quick though. But they did take her blood in another traffic stop she was in. So she was in another traffic stop, the same thing, charged the same DUI. And they took her blood last time. This time they didn't. And I'm kind of wondering why they didn't. You know, if they did it the first time, why didn't they do it the second time? Unless these are like within days, her being pulled over. And it's weird. You get pulled over pulling into the Walmart parking lot. Well, I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds of that? Like, if you're not recklessly driving, right? You're just driving like a normal person, like, to see that little tag on your car, that takes, you got to look. That truck is very distinctive. It's got like dents in one side of it. You know what I mean? I think that he might have saw that truck and he might have said, oh, look who it is.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to the Pullman holding facility and I'm going to go through the DUI paperwork with you. And then once that's complete, I'm going to put you in a holding cell while I finish my end of the paperwork. And have you ever had a DUI before?
It is pending.
Okay. Okay, so I don't believe pending counts, but as long as you don't have any history of failing to appear for court.
So, okay, pending charges don't count. Wow. That's weird. That's a weird law. We don't have that in Ohio. But so the reason why she got out that night, right, and she didn't go to jail, it looks like, is because she had a pending charge. Like, she had one, like, that DUI is pending. It's not been through the court system yet. So it's kind of like it's not there. That's so weird to me. You would think that would count as your second. I don't know. I mean, like, right? Go Washington, I guess.
Warrants being issued, prior DUIs.
Maybe they have more overflow in their jails or something where they have to kind of like not keep everybody there.
County units, third-party report of a domestic 261.
I've never been in trouble.
Then I will. Okay. Then if you don't have any history of that I can see, when I check your criminal history, then you'll be released within about 6 hours from the holding facility. Okay. And when you're released, it'll be straight from Pullman. So you'll be able to have somebody pick you up if they're available. Okay, you won't be booked into the jail in Colfax unless you have prior DUIs. We don't do that.
Okay. Okay. In Ohio, they would. In Ohio, you get 1 DUI, right? Or you don't blow, you go to jail for the night. You go to jail. If it's Friday, see you Monday. You're staying in the whole weekend unless someone's going to bail you out. It used to be like, I'll bail people out my day. I think 86 exact change. You bring $100 bill, they're going to turn you away. They're going to turn you away. But in Washington, I guess
You what?
it's not as bad.
I'm supposed to testify against Bryan next year.
Right there. Okay. So I'm going to take it back because she just said, I have to testify against Bryan next year. I about fell out of my chair when I heard this because I was like not expecting this at all. So, okay. And I got the volume up all the way. So there was just a little bit more I could go up. So.
Bryan next year.
You what?
I'm supposed to testify against Bryan next year.
Bryan?
Yep, I killed all the girls over in Moscow.
The girls
Well,
over in Moscow.
This won't change any of that.
I'm going to take it back because she gets worried after this, right? Like she's worried about these charges. Like you can tell she wants to be a credible witness. And like, it's just sad. I wish this video would have came out first before the one that came out, because this one is showing like it's, and you can hear her better. You know what I mean? So I took it back a little bit. We'll listen to it again.
I'm supposed to testify against Bryan next year.
Bryan?
Yep, I killed all the girls over in Moscow.
Well, this won't change any of that.
She said something about like, yeah, but I'll have a DUI on my record. Like, meaning like they'll see that.
I think they would be more concerned about the drug use than the DUI, Molly.
I hope her blood test came back with just her prescription. I'm rooting for her. Sad. It's sad. Like I think that's pretty much all she says. Like I think the rest of it's just stuff that we've kind of seen too. Yeah, this is whenever like they go back to the jail. We've seen this. This is when they sit her down and they start asking her all the questions. See? And I think that's all of it. This one is like a different view, it almost looks like, though, doesn't it? It is. It's like a different perspective.
Okay, what's your cell phone number? What's your cell phone number?
533.
I wonder. I don't want to listen to her number. Should have redacted that out because I don't know if she still uses that. You know what I mean? This one is a different view, though. I'm wondering if there's a transcript. Okay, let me see. Let me see something here. My hair looks all fluffy. Washed it today. I was going to see if like I could go back. I don't think there's a transcript. Oh wait, I downloaded this. Maybe there's a transcript on the actual page. Let's see, I don't think there is. I can't go back to her page because I downloaded this. I don't know what I was doing. Let me see if I can look her up. Okay. So I was going to see if I could find a transcript. Oh, here's one. Okay. So now I forgot what I was going to try to look up. Oh, the whole thing about the Bryan thing, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it's not showing me the chat. Let me see. Maybe I have to play it for a minute. I'm generating it. Dag nabbit. Let me see if I can still do it. Oops, that's the wrong one. Like you can usually check the transcript for like words. Just in the dang, it's just in the title. There's 3. Okay, where's the third? Oh, in the title. Crap. Yeah, there's no transcript. That stinks. I don't know why there's no transcript for that. There's usually always a transcript. Kind of wanted to see like, hey Nash, I wanted to see like some stuff in that part of the video, but maybe I'll go back and listen to it. Let me see. Because she's not even like bending over the chair over here in this one. Oh, this is right when she does like, okay, I don't think they have the whole video. Because trying to see. Yeah, they don't like, because she says it, I'm pretty sure after she does the breathalyzer. I know, because I know she was like leaning over like the chair. So I'm trying to like get like where she was like that, but I don't see that. I know it was like right around where she said about her husband. I was trying to find it, but I don't think I can. Yeah, this must have been like before, because she doesn't mention it. I was trying to see if I could find her. That breathalyzer was brutal, is she? I ain't never. I was like, is she gonna pass out? Because I would have passed out. She was, man. Oh, I know, is she? I can't watch it again either. That's why I was trying to like find that one part, because I wanted to see what she said on there. But my back's itching right in the spot where you can't reach it, you know? I got a pen. Like right in the middle. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Intermission. Just had to scratch my back with the pen. So did someone in the chat, okay, before we move on, because this was something I heard today when I went back to Drunk Turkey's chat to watch the other part of the live, because someone in the chat was like, do you know something about the Dateline? And someone commented, and I was like, what? And I was like, no, let me go check my comments, because I thought it was on the video that I uploaded this morning with me and Daniel. And so I didn't see any comments, but I think it's somebody that was in the chat. So if that was you, like get a hold of me, I don't know, email me at titaniumbillboo@gmail.com. But someone is saying that I know that the defense is the one that leaked the Dateline information because I have a source. Have you ever heard me say I had a source on anything? I don't have no sources. Y'all are my sources. So no source over here, but I mean, I'm going to try to figure out what it was about. So, I mean, I don't know. Thanks, Zoe. I had fun. Yeah, he happened to be in the chat Saturday. I think it was Saturday or something. And he just came up, and then I made that video the next day, and I was going to put it out last week, and then I just forgot. And I was like, oh, I should put that video out because it was a pretty good video. And you know, it could help somebody. So let me go over here really quick. Okay, we already went to her. She has more friends, it looks like, on here. I don't know. Maybe not. I friend requested her. I ain't gonna lie about that. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to see what she was about. But this is her page. I just need a bit of time to ponder and reflect on memories past to pray for what lies ahead. Oh, that's sweet. But see the stuff that she has, like it's just these. And then somebody, like a couple people like commented, Gray Hughes commented, I thought that was pretty funny. Someone commented, "Hey Molly, protect yourself. Don't respond to any requests for interviews. Have someone help you. Make your Facebook private. Peace be with you." I thought that was pretty good actually. But that's the only one that has like comments on it. But I had to scroll all the way down for like an hour, it seemed like. And then I found a post where there was a laughing emoji, and the laughing emoji was for Jimmy's page. So that's how I got to Jimmy's page. And I didn't really see anything over there either. So I wanted to play this video, but now I don't remember why. He's a DUI guy. Like he was a DUI person. He was talking about DUIs. Now I can't remember. Let's see if I refresh the page. It doesn't even have there. Okay, it says DUI for prescription drugs. Learn how you can avoid it. Okay. I won't make us watch this, but if you guys want to, we can watch. If you guys haven't watched the new Nancy Grace, we could watch that if you guys wanted to. Because she just came out with it. I think it was yesterday. And I was going to show it to you guys today, and I thought she didn't have it out yet. I thought it was just on Merit TV, but it looks like she put it out on her other channel. Oh wait, I have to go back to home. But Merit TV was acting up earlier, so hopefully it doesn't this time. I was trying to listen in, and it kept like messing up. I'll have to get my Nancy Grace cardboard cutout out because someone was like making fun of me the other day about that. And I was like, what? Someone on the old tweeter said something like, go hang out with your Nancy Grace or something like that. Cardboard cutout. I don't know. Like, I can't remember. They were vulgar about it too. Like they were just like mean. And I was like, don't mess with Nancy. I was like, she's under my chair right now, hanging out. I said, I'll be back on to Nancy. She's just on Diddy right now. Nancy is on the Diddy case. Like, man, she's on it. She's like, I ain't going away. I ain't going away. Let's see here. Where was it at? I typed in Nancy Grace. It should come up. Maybe under shows right there. And she has new music too. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, I mean, like, I should show you. Like, look at this. Look at all these ditties. Like, oh wait, yeah, and like it's all going to be Diddy, 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 Diddy. Now, where's what we want to watch? Now I know I saw it on here. Why are these all old? That's weird. We'll just look it up. I was watching it earlier, so I know it's on here. If not, we have the podcast version, but I know that it's on here. Oh, so she talks about him dressing up like Ted Bundy. Now, in my opinion, I will say, don't you be loud, Nancy. It might take her a minute to get on here. It was being really like slow earlier.
Breaking news.
So, no, I don't. Oh, she thinks that Bryan Kohberger is like replicating Ted Bundy. Now, maybe he is when he's wearing those black hoodies, right? And she does make a really good point. Like when you look at those pictures, there's definitely one out of the two pictures is definitely like on a tripod or something. So he purposely was like wanting to make it look nice, like because he wanted to be further from the camera, right? He wanted to see his whole outfit or something, whole shirt. She does make that point. So she does make some good points. There are a couple of things they do get wrong. They say Xana was on Instagram instead of TikTok. But you know me, I'll always correct her when she gets something wrong. That's what I do over here. Don't yell at me, Nancy. I love her hair, by the way. New hairdo. I'm here for it. The blue looks lovely on you, Nancy. I'm going to get my cardboard cutout out.
Tonight,
She'll make her proud.
Eerie Bryan Kohberger selfie emerges where he's dressed like Ted Bundy. This as shock evidence comes forth. Evidence that Xana was not killed in her sleep. She was literally chased down the stairs, then stabbed dead. Is that true? Nancy. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
911 location of your emergency.
Something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what. She's not waking up. They saw some man in their house last night.
So much has developed over the last days in the Bryan Kohberger prosecution in the deadly slayings of 4 beautiful University of Idaho students, which we thought before tonight had all been stabbed dead, quasi, if not totally, in their sleep in their own beds. But now a shocking theory has emerged that Xana, beautiful Xana, was actually chased downstairs and then murdered. This as an eerie, a haunting selfie emerges. Oh, there you go. Bryan Kohberger dressed like Ted Bundy. Now, why would the white bread boy from the Poconos dress like Ted Bundy and take eerie selfies? You know what? Before we even get to the news, I need a drink and a shrink. But sadly, I'm a teetotaler. So straight out to Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us, psychoanalyst from the LA jurisdiction. You can see her now on Peacock. She's the author of Deal Breakers on Amazon. And you can find her at drbethanymarshall.com. Bethany, why? Why is he all dressed like Ted Bundy for a series of selfies? He actually looks like he's the star in a slice and dice movie.
These are the worst selfies ever.
What is this?
Dexter. Nancy.
I'm sorry, but his eyes are rolling in the back of his head. Why? 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 This is gross, kind of why. Like, why is he looking like that? That's worse than I don't even know what that is high. That's probably when he was on the H. Is that what it does to you, bro? Man, oh man. This looks like his Pullman apartment because look at the doors in the behind him. This isn't his apartment in Pullman.
This tells me that had he not been apprehended, he would have gone on to kill. If Ted Bundy,
unless his parents have those doors in their house, because I mean, the house is kind of like dated too.
Is his idol, and Ted Bundy is a serial killer, killed men, killed women, had a completely deviant life.
Look at that one. That ain't his arm. His arm is not taking that picture unless he's Inspector Gadget, right? I mean, he kind of looks like him, but.
This tells me that this was Bryan Kohberger's first rodeo, this first mass killing, and this was just practicing for all the killings to come. This is his idol. So he's going to form his entire offending pattern around his idol. This is more evidence that Bryan Kohberger should never, ever be let loose in society again.
Okay. You're preaching to the choir on that, Dr. Bethany, but I was looking for something else, something that I can't regurgitate myself. I'm trying to figure out why Mr. Button-Down Oxford shirt is dressing like Ted Bundy and a selfie. Think of Halloween. You know how all the sorority girls dress up like hookers, right? So this says something, Bethany, something deeper than I learned in law school. Why is he dressing up like Ted Bundy? It means something, for Pete's sake.
The first patient I ever saw as an intern, I was 25 years old, was a young woman who looked like Little Bo Peep from the waist up and like a hooker from the waist down. She had fishnet stockings, stiletto heels. She was a church secretary. And so she had this duality in her personality. And this is what I see in Bryan Kohberger. In fact, we call it a vertical split in my field, where one half of the person's personality could be deviant, naughty, counter society, maybe even homicidal. And the other part is sort of like a do-gooder. And the two sides are not integrated. They could go and give a birthday cake to grandma and celebrate grandma and then go rape the old lady next door. So it's very scary when you see these kinds of lack of integration with people who have certain types of pathology, because it tells you the deviant side could be so deep because it's hidden even from their own consciousness sometimes.
And joining me an all-star panel to make
How do I
sense
pause you?
of what we
Nancy, I need to pause you. I was like, how do I pause her? So I was actually looking into that vertical split. So like that's what Dr. Bethany, I think that's her name, was saying. So vertical split mindset in psychology, it refers to a defense mechanism where an individual divides their perception of themselves or others onto opposing and reconcilable categories, good or bad, all or nothing. Kind of sounds like them. This often leads to idealizing or divulging individuals or situations that can be a characteristic of borderline personality disorder, but it's not exclusive to it. It can also be more general defense against emotional pain or trauma. So basically, it's like an all or nothing thinking. Either, it's all positive or you're all negative. And when you go back to his like Tap Talk account back when he had like the visual snow, it was all negative, right? We've read all of them. And it says it can impact relationships and how it manifests self-perception in relationships to decision making. Well, yeah. So that's what she's talking about. I thought it was pretty interesting.
are learning tonight.
Oh, and there's Ashley's man.
And I want to go straight out to another renowned guest. It's Howard Bloom.
Oh, he actually said
When the
something
Night
smart.
Comes Falling, a requiem for the Idaho student
One thing
murders.
smart.
He has done extensive research on this case. Talked to people we've never even heard of in his effort to get to the truth of what happened. You may know Kohberger better than any of us, and I want to hear what you think about why he's dressing up like Ted Bundy of all people.
Well, first of all, that's taking a leap of faith. Sometimes a black hoodie is just a black hoodie.
Thank you.
There's no crime wearing a black hoodie. So
you got something right. Got something right, Howard.
Is Ted Bundy, or is he just some guy wearing his black hoodie?
Okay, stop. Just stop, please. Just stop. Let me see, Bloom.
Here I am.
Just a black hoodie. I've got a black hoodie, and I don't look like that in a selfie. A positioned selfie. It's not like he's holding his phone like that. Some of that is up on a tripod or set up somehow. Why is he not that one? Not that one. Let me see the other one. Go. Yes, that one. You want to?
I could say that one is his arm almost, but maybe not, because that'd be kind of a weird pose. But the first picture definitely I thought looked like it was further away.
Tell me he's just wearing a black hoodie? No, he's not just wearing a black hoodie here. He is communicating something. That one evokes Ted Bundy. That is not innocent. He's looking all thuggish and menacing. So it's not that he just ran out and bought a black hoodie. I've got a black hoodie and I don't take freaky selfies in it. There's a difference. What is the difference? Speak, Bloom.
Well, again, I just find that a disconcerting stare. He's giving into the camera. He's posing. He's making faces. There's no crime.
I thought he was trying to look sexy, like give like a, I don't know what he looks like when he gives the sexy look. The eyes, but I don't think it's the one rolling back in his head.
I'm in doing that. I
don't think it's that one.
It's really a large leap of faith to condemn him for that. There's so much more evidence there to look at.
Trying to be seductive.
The poses that he makes in front of his own camera. It's really doing a psychological analysis of a selfie. When you have a whole series of selfies, you pick out one. I think that's a large leap of faith, and it's speculative. We can be speculative. Let's be speculative, but let's also give him the benefit of the doubt of what that selfie means.
Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us.
Okay. She's like, I'm done.
You use the term vertical split. And it makes me think of other killers such as BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill, Dennis Rader, who was literally a church deacon by day and a serial killer / dog catcher by night,
They both killed
murdering
4 on their first
people,
killing
women,
too,
even children,
allegedly.
that in bizarre sexual ways that he would identify on his dog catching route. Then you've got Rex Heuermann, who is an architect and a successful architect at that by day, even bringing his daughter into the practice, and one of the freakiest, most evil serial killers in history. Then, of course, there's Ted Bundy, who is a quasi-brilliant law student, but also
Look at that unibrow
killer, where at the end he's just bashing people in the head with a log.
Nobody told him, hey Bundy, can you shave that? Can we wax that for you, bro? I never noticed that before about Bundy. But man, he's got a unibrow. Eyebrows for days.
There's
I used
no
to have unibrow when I was like 12.
forethought. There's just mad killing, but he's not insane. So when you say vertical split, the duality of the psyches of these killers is something I'm trying to figure out with Kohberger. Vertical split, I've never heard that before, Bethany.
Well, let's think of a vertical split as on one side is all the aspirational goodness, their families whom they rely upon. In the case of Bryan Kohberger, teaching in a class, learning about law, trying to flirt with women, but he was a family guy. He lived with his family for a long, long time. And then on the other side of the split, all the evil side. I mean, the church secretary that looked like Little Bo Peep from the waist up and a hooker from the waist down was having affairs with other pastors through the church computer, but she was the church greeter on Sunday morning. So it's the lack of integration, I think, in which these kinds of actions foment. So the BTK killer, he would measure people's grasp.
Joining me, Howard Bloom, author of the definitive work on, as of now, on the Idaho slays, When the Night Comes Falling, a requiem for the Idaho student murders. And you can find him at Howard Bloom, that's BLUM.com. Howard, thank you for being with us. Howard, the need to keep photographic evidence, what is that?
When someone commits a crime like this, it is the high point of their moment. They are building up to it over a period of time, and then they finally find the will. They finally can make that jump into becoming the monster that they're seeing in their mind, and they want to commemorate this moment. They want this moment to live on. That's why they do it. They want to have this experience.
Those things were thick.
Like looking at a scrapbook. Like we might keep a scrapbook of high events in our lives, weddings, high school graduations, college graduations. They are their killings.
Joe Scott Morgan joining me, professor.
He's got some scoliosis going on. Like Kohberger. You make me want to sit up straight. Every time I look at those pictures, I'm like sitting up really straight. But yeah, he definitely, they should have checked him for that. You want pain when you're sleeping in the jail cell? You're probably in so much pain.
Forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon. He's the star of a hit podcast, Body Bags, with Joseph Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, thank you for being with us. I want to, the dichotomy of the selfies that Kohberger has taken, juxtaposed against, compared to the crime scene. And I want you to hear this, Joe Scott, before you elaborate on the crime scene. Disturbing evidence tonight that Xana did not die in her sleep, that she was actually chased downstairs and murdered. Listen.
New information is Madison may have been the killer's intended target, and the killer was surprised to find Mogan was not alone. Kaylee Gonzalez had recently moved out and only returned for a visit with Mogan. The killer arrives just after 4 a.m. and goes directly to Madison's room first, where a tan leather sheath for a K-bar knife is found near Mogan's body on the bed. Kohberger's DNA was found on the button snap of the knife sheath.
One floor below Madison's room, Xana has just received her DoorDash order and is scrolling through Instagram when she hears a struggle in the room above.
TikTok.
Running up to the next floor, the killer chases Xana back down to her bedroom, leaving the knife sheath behind. Catching up to Kernodle, the killer stabs her to death while her boyfriend Ethan remains asleep. Shocking new evidence. Before he is killed, the murderer carves Chapin's lower leg.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to pause it. But do you think that could have been why, like, what happened, and that's how he left the sheaf? Maybe it wasn't like Kaylee interrupting, but like he heard Xana coming up the stairs. Perhaps, I don't know. But that could be a reason why he left the sheath, you know. He saw someone else and he had to grab her before, you know, he couldn't get to her before she got into that room. She would have been just a little bit quicker. He would have been just a little bit slower.
With a blade. Chapin is
So
the last
sad.
murder victim killed with one strike of the knife, hitting an artery.
Now, according to sources, Ethan's leg was not carved, it was stabbed. I don't
Okay.
think we're going to know that until.
So according to Nancy's sources, it wasn't carved, it was stabbed. Now that makes more sense to me. But I don't know why he would do that. Like I don't see the reasoning, right? Like it's almost like overkill. Like, and maybe it was.
Till we actually hear the autopsy report. But straight out to Joseph Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, author, podcast star. I could go on. Joseph Scott, this changes things. This is a different dynamic than what we had first been told. The fact that Xana was chased down, that changes the entire complexion for me. It was horrible to start with, but imagining Xana running for her life adds another layer of terror. How would they even know that?
How did he not trip on that step?
Well, I think we got to go back. Who told us in the beginning, you know, that
I think she is too.
All, and I mean all of the victims were apparently asleep. Do you recall, Nancy? It was either the first or the.
What I'm thinking is maybe it was more like this is so gross, but like maybe they were like rits almost, like he took the knife and like went downward, you know, and that's why it could appear to be like a carving, but it also could appear to be like a stabbing at the same time. That's terrible. That's so terrible.
Second day afterward, we had this odd event that occurred, which never happens, and that is the coroner did an interview. Do you recall that? She gives an interview in which she says,
yes, I remember, and that is why a cardinal rule is never speak to the press if you are part of a case. It doesn't matter what they say about you or anything else, because one offhand statement, they were killed in their sleep, has now snowballed that's what happened, and it may be entirely untrue.
Yeah, and now retrospectively, when you throw this new data in there, it sounds almost, you know, it can be implied that it's deceptive or whatever. That's why if you're inside of the investigative bubble that I refer to, you keep your mouth shut, particularly for the coroner. They have no business saying anything about this, but the dynamic of Xana being found away from the bed is quite interesting, and that gives you an awareness, does it? Because we've heard about the food delivery and this sort of thing. We've heard about voices. And a lot of the stuff, I think, going back, Xana's tied to relative to her activity. You know, we can, you know, you get this impression about all of this all the way along, and the dynamic has completely changed. You know, before we're thinking, yeah, you know, Ethan and Xana were cuddled in the bed, you know, and that they're asleep. Oh, that ain't what happened here, Nancy.
Well, how are they going to prove it?
I don't know that they necessarily can. I think one of the fascinating things that for this in particular is if she had an awareness that there was somebody up there and she snuck up the stairs just to kind of investigate on her own, was she cut in any way up there and then chased down afterwards? And maybe there's some kind of deposition of her blood on the carpet leading back to her
There's
bedroom,
no carpet.
or is it all concentrated in the room? Because the
He's
one
so
thing
pretty.
we do know about
Hey, Princess
Xana,
Scott,
at
if I
least,
want to throw something at him.
yeah, sure.
Okay, listen to this. Yeah, I think the blood spatter is going to be critical here, because I'm hypothesizing if she were stabbed.
I was just
at
thinking of you,
all
Aries, literally.
on those stairs, even if she
And I was
ran
thinking
back
about
up,
that.
we're going to get Xana's blood on the stairs, even if her body is found in the bedroom. If she ran down and ran back, I don't know yet because I haven't seen the blood evidence. But all they need
She did.
is
Is she?
a drop, not a transfer, not a smear, which could come from the killer, but a drop from her or spatter from her, which showed the event happened right there. So it wouldn't matter where her body was found. That shows that a stabbing happened on the stairs, that she left her room. And there's one other thing, but put this into your equation. Joining me is Crime Stories investigative reporter Dave Mack. Dave, isn't it true that one of the survivors, the one that ran from one room to the next that night, they were frantically texting back and forth? There's a guy in here. He's wearing a black mask on his face. Didn't one of them run past Xana and see her in the floor and think she was passed out drunk? Because all the facts hadn't assimilated. She didn't know what had happened, which goes to this theory. Refresh my recollection, Dave Mack.
That's exactly what happened. And now you got to put it in the context of the moment. You're talking 4 o'clock in the morning at a house that is very active. It's heading towards the end of the night, early morning, and they hear something. And so one of the roommates does go and look, see what's going on, but not putting anything. You're not thinking something like this is going to happen. You're thinking it's just a regular night, hearing weird sounds, but she sees Xana, and it appears to her that Xana is just
Do you see how hard it looked like it was going to, like, it would take someone to get down there to that house? That, to me, looks like it would be hard.
asleep. That's because that's what she would
have a
normally expect to
video.
find at that time of the day or early morning. So nothing really clicked until later, and that's why there was all the texting back and forth with the other roommate and the calls to the phones. Just if something's wrong, something's different than normal.
And here's another thing, aside from the possibility that Xana was actually chased down and killed that night, the theory that Madison Mogan, may have been the intended target. And now we are now getting, which I'm about to get to, I'm leading up to it, information as to how we've heard all along. The prosecutors came out in open court and said we have no evidence that the victims were stalked on social media. Because remember, there was a lot of talk that Kohberger had stalked the victims. In that vein, it was believed for a long period of time that Kelly Gonsalves was the intended victim. It wasn't that the accepted theory at the get-go, Dave Mack, that somehow Kelly was the intended victim and the others were tangential. Now we're hearing that new information, Maddie Mogan may have been the killer's intended target.
Well, the first talking
knew
about
that, Nancy.
targeting who was the first one, that actually came from the Gonsalves family. You remember in the very early parts of the investigation, they were very public talking about the investigation and wanting information. And they were given certain information and that led them to believe and led them to say that Kaylee was the target in their mind's eye. That's what they saw. Now we're hearing that that may not be the case. Again, now we go back to the world of Joseph Scott Morgan, because I don't know how you can determine when you've got 2 young women in the same location, both being killed with a knife, how you determine who was killed first.
Guys, now we're learning more freaky
Hey, Marsh.
Kohberger photos just emerging could reveal how he allegedly targeted 4 beautiful Idaho University students for murder.
She's not waking up. They saw some man in their house last night. Come on, Muffin, we gotta go check. But we have to. She's not still. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122 King Road.
On one of the many, many days I spent tromping around Moscow and Pullman, I met Kohberger's neighbor, one of his neighbors, who described Kohberger's father, upon moving Kohberger in for the start of school, coming to him and saying words to the effect, "My son has a hard time making friends." Surprise, surprise.
Mhm.
would you be his friend? I believe the pool party that is now under the microscope was an invite from that neighbor.
Christian Martinez.
Little did I know at the time that that pool party could be the nexus between Koberger and the murder victims. Listen.
To me, he seemed a little awkward, kind of like you might expect for a PhD student who didn't know anyone at the party and was maybe trying his best to kind of get out there and be social and make friends.
Shortly after moving to Pullman, Koberger is invited to a pool party in Moscow, July 9th. Koberger attends the pool party during the day, and his cell phone data analyzed by an FBI cell phone expert indicates Koberger came back to Moscow the night of July 9th. And in the days, weeks, and months that followed, Koberger's phone pinged nearly a dozen times to a tower that provides coverage within 100 feet of the murder house. Cell phone records indicate Koberger was within 100 meters of 1122 King Road on at least 23 occasions. All trips were after dark, and the last recorded visit just 6 days before the murders.
The first lady you heard speaking from the pool party episode was from our friends at NBC's Dateline. That Dateline episode has exploded in the courtroom with the judge demanding an investigation to find out how that and other information was leaked to Dateline. And I got to tell you, it certainly touched a nerve, which makes me think that what's in Dateline could very well be true. Now, can we get back to the nexus between the pool party and the murder victims? Okay. Listen to this.
Another leak is Koberger's cell phone browsing history in possession of law enforcement shows dozens of pictures of female students at Washington State and the University of Idaho, many in bathing suits, some of them friends or followers of 3 murdered students, Madison, Kaylee, and Xana.
Okay, now we must deduce, we must extrapolate based on what we know. Joining me is a renowned homicide investigator, Chris McDonough, director of Cold Case Foundation, and the star of a YouTube channel, The Interview Room, where I found him. Okay, Chris, go with me on this and jump in. So he gets invited to the pool party. I think the same pool party the neighbor invited him to, so he could make friends. All right. He's at the pool party.
I am going to take a picture.
That night, July 9, begins his trips to where the murders occurred, the King Road murder scene. That night, his phone is pinged, and there are over 20 subsequent visits to the murder scene leading up to the murders. Significance, they start the night of the pool party, right? He didn't know them. Then we find photos in his cell phone of women, girls, students in swimsuits. Were those girls at the pool party? Because now we learn, last step, that on social, the girls in the swimsuits were social media friends online with the victims. So all along, we're like, how did he find these victims? How did he target them? Does it all go back to the innocent pool party? He's at the pool party. He sees women. He takes pictures of the women in their swimsuits. He looks them up online. He finds their online friends and targets them. That's
right,
not just a coincidence. There is no coincidence in criminal law, McDonough.
Right. No, it's like the hunter who is trying to figure out where the deer hang out. He's a sadistic sexual predator. And it starts with finding your victimology. It starts with finding girls, if that's going to be his victimology. And then it's going to talk in his head, and I'm talking about fantasy, that he's going to tie it to his model. And who's his model? Well, right now, the evidence is showing that it could be Ted Bundy. And if that's the case, who was Ted Bundy stalking? He was stalking sorority girls. And now the very first murder, if Bryan Koberger's your guy, he picks a house with 5 girls.
Also, the same sorority, I believe, that Kaylee or Maddie was in, one of them. Oh, now I can't remember. But it was the same sorority that Elliot Rodger went to try to unalive people in, but they didn't let him in. He knocked on the door, was banging on the door, and nobody answered it. Thank God. He ended up, unaliving other or killing other people, but it was the same sorority. Is that a coincidence? Perhaps, perhaps not.
And is the
have to look it up.
Pool party connected? Well, we don't know yet, but we know he was organized. And we go back to the sheath for a moment. If Xana is the gal that walked up and disturbed him, that's probably the time he dropped the sheath. And that's when it went disorganized. And he probably, if in fact he chased her, that was the time. And that probably explains how the sheath got there in the first place. So is it past possibility? No, it's a probability. And it's also a probability that when he was taking that secondary selfie, that we're going to find a lot of information on that digital footprint of his phone. And it won't surprise me the type of porn.
It was, I just looked it up. So it was Kaylee's sorority, Alpha Phi.
That we find on that phone is going to be very sadistic. I guarantee it.
Oh, you're leading me to my next topic. The sadistic type of porn found on his cell phone. Like having sex with women while they're asleep, passed out, drugged. Which
How about
of course,
gag?
not having sex, that's
How about-
rape. But hold on, before I put the cart before the horse, to Joshua Ritter joining me, a veteran trial lawyer, defense attorney, former prosecutor, and the host of Courtroom Confidential on YouTube. And you can find him at Josh Ritter, ESQ Esquire.
You got to put me on that show, Nancy.
Josh, thank you for being with us. Josh, take off your defense hat. I'm taking off my prosecution hat. I'm trying to understand what's happening. No wonder the judge blew a gasket. And I don't blame the judge. That was a serious leak to Dateline. It's not Dateline's fault. They're doing what they do, right?
Yeah.
Somebody leaked.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about cell phone porn, about raping women in their sleep and when they're drugged, found on his phone. And these women were attacked. He thought they were going to be asleep, right? But the nexus here, there is no coincidence in criminal law. Not that I've ever seen. I've seen coincidences in life, but in crime. So he's at a pool party that daddy arranged for him, basically. He goes to the pool party. He sees women in swimsuits. Photos are taken of sorority girls, students in swimsuits. Online, their friends are these victims. The night of the party, he's caught on his cell near the King Road address. And that starts the 23 times he starts visiting there. That's not a coincidence, is it?
No. And what you're outlining too and pointing out, I think is going to be something that the prosecution is going to need to make abundantly clear to the jurors here, because one big question I think everyone has is, what was the connection between this man, if this is the suspect, if this is the person the police believe is responsible for these grisly murders, what's his connection to these victims? Are you telling us that we're to believe that this is a completely random crime? And we're not even talking about students that go to the same college. That you could say that, hey, he watched these
Ritter,
every
and
day.
this was a big hole in the state's case for many people. Of course, motive is not required for the state to show that, but the jury wants it. This could be filling the hole. How did he pick these people? That's just what you're saying, Josh.
No, absolutely, because they're going to have to give the jurors something. I don't think you can walk into this trial with the idea that, hey, random people didn't live near him, didn't go to class with him, he didn't see them on a daily basis. We have no connection between the suspect and these victims. But yeah, we want you to believe that he's the one that committed the crime here. Listen, I know there's other evidence at play, and exactly what you said, motive does not need to be proved. But you gotta somehow make a connection here, because the randomness of this is the thing that's going to be most troubling to people. The biggest question mark in people's heads is, why in the world would he pick these 3 girls and 1 gentleman in a house that he doesn't live near, that he doesn't have a connection to them, doesn't go to class with them, doesn't work with them? It just starts to create questions. And as you know, questions can lead to doubt, and then you start to have problems.
We know Koberger was rehashing what happened at that pool party. because thanks to our friends over at NBC Dateline, we actually hear from a woman that he contacted after the pool party in a very awkward text exchange. Listen.
One of Koberger's WSU classmates met Koberger at a pool party and had a few awkward exchanges with him. Holly tells Koberger about a hiking group and the two exchange numbers so Koberger can get involved. Holly receives one text from Koberger once again asking about the hiking group. Holly, now grateful, she never responded.
It was almost overly formal. I really enjoy that activity. So, can you follow up with me about that?
From our friends at NBC Dateline.
Bryan Koberger's internet search history allegedly includes Ted Bundy, as well as non-consensual sex pornography. In the weeks before the murders, Koberger searched porn using keywords forced, passed out, drugged, and sleeping. Koberger's Bundy search might have related to his job as a teacher's assistant, or maybe he was looking for his mother's op-ed about Bundy. Koberger's phone history reveals days before his arrest, he searches for Britney Spears' song, Criminal.
Okay, doesn't really make any sense. So he's looking up porn, Dr. Bethany, non-consensual sex, rape, pornography.
That's right.
He's looking up rape porn. Okay, that's what that's called. He's looking up Ted Bundy. I mean, I've looked Ted Bundy up maybe, a million times. So, and he's a criminologist, so I'm okay with Ted Bundy search. But non-consensual rape porn, looking up porn where the woman, where the rape is, quote, forced, where the woman is passed out, drugged, or sleeping. No. Help me out, Bethany. And then
remember
these
the Max Factor
girls and Ethan are attacked in their sleep. What?
Yes. Remember the Max Factor error? He had that same deviant arousal pattern. He took all these videos of himself with women passed out in his bed, and he was making these creepy movements over them. So, Nancy, when somebody comes into my office who's had a brush with the law that there's an intersection between that and sex and assault, or they have a deviant arousal pattern, I always ask them, what type of pornography do you look at? And then who are you in the scenario or the video that you're watching? Are you the passive person? Are you the active person? Are you the person who's watching? And it gives me a great deal of insight into the deviant arousal pattern. In this case, he needs his victims unaware of what he's doing. He wants to rape them when they don't know he's there. And or I'm guessing he wants to rape them. So is this the kind of person who could really graduate in his offending pattern to even more serious crimes like necrophilia, abuse of a corpse, something where the sex assault victim does not know that he's committing the crime, so he has complete power and control over them.
Okay, Ritter, you better put your defense hat back on. There's really no coming back from a guy suspected of murdering 4 people, 3 girls that live in the home in their sleep, while hours before he is looking up rape porn where the victims are passed out, drugged, and or sleeping.
That don't look good.
With that, Ritter.
Well, I mean, what I will say is, okay, the porn, though disturbing,
just a kink.
What does that have to do with the crime scene? Other than you're saying that the targets of the crime are females, is there allegations of sexual assault?
Passed out and asleep.
Allegations that he made them unconscious? I mean, the fact that a crime scene happens to have 4 females or 3 females, pardon me again, and 1 male that are believed to be sleeping, and maybe we're finding out not now, is somehow we're going to tether a nexus between that and the idea that he was looking up disturbing porn. I just don't. I listen. The disturbing porn bothers me. The crime scene bothers me. I just don't see the connection between the two. If the prosecution is going to try to, thread that needle, I think they're going to have a tough time convincing jurors of the same thing.
Dr. Bethany Marshall, help me out, because Ritter is dancing all around the fact that this guy was obviously sexually frustrated. He keeps trying to connect with women. He can't. He had a horrible record back home. Remember, he got kicked out of a bar for asking women where they lived and telling one woman one woman had a date with him. He told her she had great breeder's hips. I mean, he obviously has a problem connecting with women. And that must have frustrated him no end, taking pictures of girls in their swimsuits. Freaky. But the connection between looking up just before the murders, rape porn where the women are drugged, passed out, or asleep, and, quote, forced, his search, not my words, his, and these girls being targeted, what he thought was going to be in their sleep, girls that he had connected to, I believe, online. Whether he had any conversation with them online, I don't know. But friends of girls at the pool party. He's a criminologist. He knows better than to attack anyone he just met at a pool party. It would be too obvious. Get it? There's a connection here.
I get it. One possible victim led to another, maybe like somebody who's trolling the streets for a certain type, and they see a sex worker who's out there. And so they're not going to target that victim. They're going to befriend that victim and learn who that victim's friends are, right? They're going to go down the rabbit hole of people who are more and more obscure and unidentifiable. But Nancy, when offenders offend, they look at the type of porn that's going to prime them for the offense. Pedophiles will look at pictures of children online. Rapists will look at assault. Men who want to commit murder, homicide will look at maybe college students or maybe Ted Bundy. So looking at the pornography that the offender is using to arouse themselves ahead of time, that is so vital and so important. Hopefully a forensic psychologist will be on the stand to testify to this.
And we can't ignore that he's looking up Ted Bundy and girls being attacked in their sleep. And Ted Bundy's most infamous crime is attacking the sleeping sorority girls at the Chi Omega house in their sleep. What? Am I speaking a foreign language here? Is anybody getting this? He's looking up Bundy. He's looking up porn, rape porn, where the victims are asleep, drugged, passed out. And that's what Bundy did. And we can't ignore Joe Scott Morgan, that he's looking up Ted Bundy and girls being attacked in their sleep. And Ted Bundy's most infamous crime is attacking the sleeping sorority girls at the Chi Omega house in their sleep. What? Am I speaking a foreign language here? Is anybody getting this? He's looking up Bundy.
We gotcha.
He's looking up porn, rape porn, where the victims are asleep, drugged, passed out. And that's what Bundy did.
Yeah, he did. However, going back to the photo, Nancy, the hoodie photo that we mentioned off the top, one of the names that came to mind with me was Ted Kaczynski with Unabomber. Kaczynski had a PhD in mathematics as well as a master's degree.
Sheesh.
And
Smart guy.
very bright, socially awkward, those sorts of things. And I think if you read through his statements that he made, he saw himself as above everybody else, that everybody else were these kind of groundlings that were out there that were not worthy of his time. It seems to me that there's kind of a pattern with this and the destructive nature of what Unabomber did. It came out of the blue. You think about this attack at night where people are asleep. This is out of the blue. This guy thinks he's going to escape and not be caught. It's the height of arrogance. So, I think that, Bundy, he was a law student, a failed law student. I don't think that Kohberger intellectually would see himself at that level. He would raise the bar higher, probably more like the Unabomber.
To Howard Bloom, the coincidences are startling, that he is searching Bundy and then he starts searching rape porn where the victims are passed out asleep.
Okay, Nancy, can we move past this?
And these girls, much like the Ted Bundy victims, are sorority girls living in a house. He believes they're all going to be asleep when he enters.
Is it just a coincidence, or is it something that a jury will decide to send a man to the firing squad? Now, going even to the pool party pictures, when I was interviewing people who attended the pool party, and I was trying to get a sense of who was there, one of the first things they did was show me pictures of women.
Sorry.
Should check them out. They too had pictures of women at the pool party on their phone.
Can I speak to Bloom? Bloom, did they also then go that night to friends of the women at the pool party and start stalking their home in the dark of night? Did they also look up rape porn where the victims were in bed asleep before the
Nancy,
attack?
everything you're saying, you're building a case against them. It might turn out to be true, but I'm also saying
asking you a question because you're suggesting it's just a coincidence and everybody at the pool party did the same thing. Well, they didn't.
Get them, Nancy.
I'm suggesting that a good defense attorney will raise all these questions to a jury, and a jury will then have to decide, based on these questions, is this enough to send a man in front of a firing squad?
No, that is not the law. The law is the jury will determine if it's enough to convict him.
Yep.
This will be a bifurcated trial, and once there is a conviction, then they will decide the sentence. In fact, the jury will be instructed in death penalty cases. They are not to consider the death penalty. They have to consider guilt or innocence first. And I hardly think these photos are going to send him to the firing squad. It's going to be his DNA, man, on the knife sheet under the dead victim's body.
That's the interesting question. Is the DNA and what the defense is going to say, how did the DNA get there? And that's what they're going to try to argue. But all these other issues of the photos, I think are immaterial and irrelevant to the trial.
Oh,
and that's why I
man,
think the
for
charges
all.
against state crime.
Yeah, tell that to the victims' families.
Just kicked him off the stage. It's like the end of the show.
And now we remember.
I'm done, son. I'm done. That was the end of the show. I didn't get to see the whole show today. I watched half of it. Oh, that's funny. You done made her so mad. She cut you off. They cut off the camera, the mic. Remember that she did that to someone else one time. She was like, cut his mic. I forget who it was. But she was mad that night. That's one of the most riled up I've seen her. I forget who was it that she said like cut his mic or something. Like it was someone with this case. This case will make you do that. This case will make you crazy. It will. It'll make you as a creator. It can make you go a little nuts. So if you have, people that are in the comment section just saying something every day, Nancy checks her comments, right? Like I know she does. I know she'd be doing that. I don't care if she's worth 25 million or not. And yeah, I looked it up for her. I'm pretty sure she does because she gets her own people for the show. Like Chris McDonough, she met him on YouTube. She met the other guy on YouTube. So she needs to meet me on YouTube. Hello, Nancy. I got you right behind me. Even scaring my dog. Oh, wait, they actually went out. I let him out. He's been yeeted. Yeah. That was great. Might have to make that into a clip. Wow, Nancy. She was fired up. Okay, let me see if there's anything else out there that I can show you. I did have a video of the drive around the house. I need to find it. Kaylee sent it to me and now I can't find it. But I was going to see if there was anything else that was out. So I guess we're bombing other countries now. Oh, look at that. Look, trending World War III. Oh my geesh. Okay. Let's see if there's anything on here about Bryan. Sometimes there's some interesting things. Okay, look at this. Okay. Bryan Inton put a video out. It says, I just got the police report related to the DoorDash driver in the Bryan Kohberger case. This is from last year when she was pulled over for the suspected DUI and told the officer she would be testifying in the Moscow murder trial. She also said her husband had been murdered. Let's see what he says.
Case. I'm going to get into this in a second and read you a lot of excerpts of things that I didn't know. But just to refresh your memory, we knew that there was a DoorDash driver, that she dropped off food at the house where the murders happened about 10 minutes before the murders. And the new twist has been that she was pulled over last year, the DoorDash driver, totally unrelated from the Bryan Kohberger case. She was pulled over last year for suspected DUI. And she told the police officer during that interaction that she was the Kohberger DoorDash driver, that she saw Bryan Kohberger with her own eyes, and that she actually parked next to Bryan Kohberger. Okay, so now let me read you a little bit from the police report of what they say. And this is from the police officer's perspective. I'm just going to refer to her as MM because that's the way she's referenced in the court documents. So I'm not going to give her real name. It just doesn't feel right now. But it says, I contacted MM in front of the vehicle. I noticed MM had rapid, jerky hand movements and would shove her hand into her front jeans pocket to try to still the movement. I noticed MM's speech was rapid and that she would trail off or switch topics before finishing a sentence or train of thought. MM told me that she had taken a 10 milligram hydrocodone pain pill, but could not remember when she had done so. They asked her to do some field sobriety tests. During the test, MM swayed and twitched her hands constantly. MM advised that she had taken a pain pill.
Are you kidding me right now? She twitched her hands? Okay, you can't really see my hands shaking right now because I took my medicine, but my hands are usually like this. Like I have the most nervous hands. It's my grandfather had Parkinson's, and the doctor, my neurologist, we've already talked about it. Probably going to happen to me, but I'm already like getting I get the shake. So I could see me putting my hands in my pockets or sometimes I'll do this. Like I used to do this a lot, like to keep my hands from shaking. I could see me doing that. Like that really makes me upset.
In the afternoon, but
Not at
she had taken
Bryan.
the pain pills for years. She said she had rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, a condition with her shoulders in which her chest was too big, causing her shoulders to not get enough blood flow. This is interesting.
That's weird.
MM said that she has PTSD, insomnia, and began explaining that her husband had been murdered in Moscow and that she was a DoorDash driver that was going to be testifying in the Moscow murder trial. MM said her pain pill that she took was hydrocodone and she took it sometime in the afternoon. I asked MM if she could tell me what time it was. She told me she had no idea. MM said she didn't know the date, but she did know it was Wednesday and told me that she had a can of soup and didn't eat much. MM said she got most of her calories from drinking and described getting a blended Frappuccino type drink from.
This is from the doctor and the cop inside when they were talking inside the police station, the woman cop.
Daily grind, drinking 3 Dr. Peppers as well as 5 bottles of water. MM said she had a tough time sleeping and she hasn't slept since the night before last. While I was speaking with MM, I noted that she had frequent mood swings and would rapidly switch from being cooperative and friendly to upset and fearful. MM was wearing untied shoes with her feet slipped into them on top of the heel portion of the shoe. MM's speech was fast throughout the interaction and her words often slurred together or trailed off. So that's some of the police report. What stood out to me in terms of this interaction with the DoorDash driver and police last year when she was pulled over. We're just gonna have to wait and see whether she gets actually called to testify in the Kohberger trial. And
she did get called.
And also, again, we've confirmed that she is the DoorDash driver, but did she actually see Bryan Kohberger? Did she actually park next to Bryan Kohberger, or does she just think she did?
Who else would she be parking beside?
We don't really know that part yet, so stay tuned.
I mean, if it's in the driveway, if he parked in the driveway and then she pulled in beside his car, right? That's the only thing I could think of. There's I don't see it being him on the side of that road. No, it's hard to get up that hill. That's what the college students said. Like they said that when that house would come down, the thing that they wanted to go there would be a parking lot because it's so hard to get up that hill to get in that back parking lot in the wintertime. So maybe he did just pull straight into the lot, or maybe he was, because you know how you kept doing all those spins and turns and going around and turning around and all that. Maybe he meant to turn up that road, right, to go up, but he turned into the driveway. What if the DoorDasher was right behind him when he pulled into the driveway? No, that would have been 407, so that wouldn't have been right. Or that was when he left. And that's when he got there. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the exact time. 407 was when they had him going up. So maybe not so much. But she said she parked beside him. So, I mean, let me see. And it started circling at 3:29. Okay. I didn't want to have to get out the affidavit. It doesn't say. Oh, here we go. Wish I could find that video. So that was Bryan Enton. That's what he had to say about everything. Let me see if I look up Bryan Kohberger a lot. Barry Morphew went to court today. If you missed our live from last night, it was over Suzanne Morphew. Her husband was arrested again for the second time for her murder. He was arrested back in like 2023 or 2021. Sorry. He was arrested and later he was let go because they didn't have enough evidence pretty much for him. They didn't have the body at the time. So then in 2023, they found her body when they were looking for an unknown person and they stumbled across her grave and they found Suzanne. And now there's a lot of information coming out to where it seems like he didn't place her there when she died because her clothing doesn't have like biological fluids and stuff on them. You know, when you I'm trying to think of the word. When your body goes into like, you know, those stages of decomp, usually it soaks into your clothing, you know, there's flesh around and stuff like that. For the amount of time that she was out there, there should have been that and there wasn't. And so they're wondering now if she was moved to that spot because it was like bones, the clothes were fresh and everything. So I think he buried her somewhere and then he took her and put her there. I just don't know how he did it. You know, without like everyone was watching him. I guess after a while, nobody probably really was though. I mean, he got out of court. I don't know. She had to be moved. Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm like, where was she before? And he remembered her port and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he remembered to get that kind of stuff. Like, is she? This is why I don't date anymore. Nancy, it's more terrifying as the years go on. I know, right? I know. Can I kick it? His daughters, I've been thinking about them. I'm hoping that they're now at an older age. You know, they're like older to where I don't know. I just remember I heard something. It was like their aunt was saying, your mother would have done anything for you girls. And like when she said that, I about like lost it and cried because I mean, it just reminded me of like my mom would have done anything for me. You know what I mean? Like, so if I had any inclination that my dad did that to my mom, I would hope that I would be like, you did this, you dirty, you know, dirty bastard. I hate you. Like, but at the same time, that's your father. And it's like, you don't know if, you know, he's telling you he didn't do it. I mean, you want to believe your dad, right? It's the only parent you have left, you know, like I can understand them. They were young. I mean, the one was in college, one was in high school, Mallory and Macy. And I think that, hopefully now that they're older, maybe they'll be able to think a little bit more and like put things into perspective, like, you know, so no one wants to believe their father would kill their mother. No, nobody, not at all. No, I didn't see that. You think Kobe parked on the street, looking to his right? Up to the window? Yeah. Could be. I know. Pray for this country. I know. Just leave me and my little space alone. Just as long as we don't mess with us over here in Ohio, we're cool. We're all cool over here. Tomorrow is going to be another really warm day here in Ohio. I don't know about your guys' weather, but I hope you guys get a chance to get out and enjoy it and get some sun. I'm going to go out and get some sun tomorrow, but I'm going to be wearing my sunglasses the whole time. So I might have sunglasses marks. They're like round. So if I do, don't judge me. Okay. I'm just trying to not hurt my one eye. Cause I do only have the one, and it was burning today. Like that scared me. It was blurry and it was burning. And I don't know if I got like, it felt like I got like something in it, like lotion or like soap, but it just wouldn't go away. It wouldn't. I'm like, what is going on? Like I was rubbing it with my towel. I got it wet with water. I came home and I splashed my face with water. And finally I just laid down, and Vincent like got up and he's like, are you sleeping? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just like closing my eye. It was like burning. So yeah, for real. Yeah, Chris, I only have one. Only the one. So, you know, I got to take good care of it. Oh, I don't know about the war, but we might have a war. I'm a millennial, nothing fazed me. Heard that. That's why I'm like, well, today I'm just like, you know, I'm like, I'm cool. I should have put eye drops in. I have some in this little refrigerator, and that probably would have felt good. I just didn't. I should have. Hey, Aries. I was thinking of you right before you came in. I was like, huh, craziness. I do need to put some eye drops in my pool bag. That's probably a good idea. I probably should have goggles in there too, but I'm not wearing goggles if I'm just standing in the pool. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing will happen. They gave me a goggle one time, just one. When they removed my eye, they gave it to me to shower with. And I'm like, what do I do with this thing? Like, Mom, I was like, I'm not wearing this. This is like weird. I never wore it. It was weird to me, but you know, I don't even know what eye was supposed to go over actually. Probably this, because it was all like sutured shut. That's what it was. Oh, wow. So be aware of your surroundings. Oh, man. Everybody that wears sunscreen, I always do. I wear actually 2 sunscreens today. I wore this, it's called Versed brand. I've been trying to like put it in my products that I use, but the brand's not on there yet. It's from Target. I got that, and then I got some today. I got like a little small bottle of that Sun Bum, because I use the spray. I like the spray. And that's the one I can use with, you know, my extensions and stuff. I won't mess them up. So they removed my eye because I was in a really bad car accident, Jenna, in 2014, and I cut it. There was like they were 3 to 4 millimeter like gashes on my eye. So I didn't even know. I really didn't even know when they took it out. Right. Like I was just not feeling that good. I was feeling that good, like really that good. To the point where my mom had to tell me, and she told me, and the first thing I said was, well, at least I got my legs. And I pulled up the blanket and my legs were all wrapped. My mom was like, I looked at your legs like, what is she thinking? Like, why? Like, because my legs were literally like almost gone. Like they wanted to remove them. And my mom was like, she was like, I was just wondering why you were so excited about your legs, because when you put up the blanket, they were wrapped and they looked like hell. And I'm like, no, but I was just excited to have them. Like they didn't take them, and you know, like they're here. So I was like, I'll lose the eye. I don't know what got into me. I guess it was the drugs because I was really a very positive person in the hospital. I was like the perfect patient. I really, really was. I didn't do anything. I didn't say no. The only thing I complained about was the potassium liquid they were giving me. Oh my God, that stuff's nasty. It's nasty. But my mouth was wired shut and they didn't want to give me another pill to crush down. And I was like, there's a pill form of this. Crush it, honey. It was crazy. I mean, like it was so crazy. It tasted so bad. Oh, thanks, Ishi. I appreciate that. Thank you. You are too. You are strong too. I think I just had to be, you know? It was like one of those things where you just had to be. Can't, and my physical therapist would be like, you can't say can't, or you can't say can't. And there was like a sign, he'd always point to it. And I'm like, well, then how about I say I don't want to? Because I don't want to. But it was funny. And then I had a lot of really good friends that cheered me on. And, so I got back into the swing of things. My first time really going out, my niece told everybody in the grocery store that I didn't have an eye. I thought that was pretty cute. She was like 3 years old at the time. She was adorable. She's like, she doesn't have an eye. She doesn't have an eye. Thanks. Appreciate that, Way to make me feel great. But I am going to share my my car accident story on here. I'll put it on the community tab, but I'll probably post it onto my second channel. I don't know I think it'll be a live. I think we'll do it live. Because what I've been wanting to do is get my x-rays. I think I just have to like redact some stuff on there, and I have to figure out how to do that. But yeah. Oh, is she? Yeah. My circle of friends were like unbelievable. Like they were just there. Whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever you don't want, we're going to give it to you anyway. I mean, my hospital room was full of stuff. Like it took us 2 days to go through this stuff when I got home. Like they were just buying me everything. And I'm like, stop buying me stuff. But they didn't know what to do. Like you're hurt. We can't fix you, but we can buy you something. So they're just buying me whatever. It was cute. I have really good friends. My brother brought me a picture of him to the hospital. He did too. He brought me one of him and his wife. That's so cute. And I kept it on my little thing. So thanks, Zoe. But I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, except for the guy. Yeah, right, Doodlebug driving the car. Yeah, yeah, he's an asshole. I wonder what he's up to. Like sometimes. Just now I did. Probably nothing. I'm like, probably nothing. And I'm actually, I'm pretty proud of myself. Like, look at us over here. We are doing great. The channel's like doing good. The channel's doing great. The I can't complain. I really can't complain. You guys always, make sure you guys come and you visit me, and I like that. If you guys missed last night's live, make sure you go back and watch it. It was a really good live. We got through a lot of information on Suzanne Morphew, and it's a case that I want to cover on the channel, and I want to go through the trial with Barry and all of that. So we have a lot of cancer in my family as well. True crime lullabies. Too many. Breast cancer on my grandmother and my aunt. Pancreatic, liver, lung on the other side. We just full of stuff in my house. I told my mom one time, I was like, can we just put all this crap in a hat and like pick one, and hopefully that's all we get? Because and strokes and it's just, Parkinson's, you name it. Someone in my family's went through it. So hopefully, I think that with me, it's just going to skip over me. Yeah, that's how I feel. Thanks, Claw. I appreciate it. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. I really do. Thanks, guys. I know. I can't wait to hear what Barry has to say about all this. He's going to have something to say. I didn't do it. I love her. I would never do that to her. I can hear him in my head. But I'll be back on tomorrow evening, about 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys come and hang out with me. We'll talk about Idaho. I do want to talk about the girls, Bethany and Dylan, and just kind of what they're up to now. So maybe we'll do something like that. I haven't heard about sound therapy, but maybe I'll look into that. Really, Ladybug? Oh, I hope I don't get it. The doctor, my neurologist, I told him, I was like, my hands shake a little. He's like, let me see them. And so I did this little thing, and my hand was shaking a little, but not much. I thought it was good. He was like, whoa. I was like, what do you mean, whoa? He's like, we're going to put you on something for that 3 times a day. I said, what do you mean, sir? You know what I mean? Because I've never been able to be calm like that. And so I'm on, I don't care if you guys know, propranolol for it. And it's really helped. So it just helps me not shake. So it's not like a narcotic or anything. See, my dad's dad had it. So it's crazy. I hope I don't get Parkinson's. I hope I that, and I don't want to lose my memory and my mind. Oh my God, I don't want that. But it would be cute, if Vincent wrote me stories about our life every day, like off the notebook. But thank you guys for being here again. I appreciate it. I'm going to go actually see what he's doing. And I will see you guys all tomorrow evening. So have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow. Remember, if you're going to preach the word of God, make sure your butt's in church tomorrow morning. Just saying, it's Sunday. I already got my dress on. See, I'm just going to go to sleep. Wake up and go like this. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out.